Hello and welcome to Tales from the Pit, the behind the lens access for the entertainment world and the creative people involved. Today is our part 2 with all good things singer Dan Murphy. We hope you enjoy the show. So you said you were working on other projects, or you were in the past or anything like that. Are you doing anything else right now? Is there any other projects you're working on?
Yeah, man, Bad Things Without Sean basically kind of turned into my other side project. So I'm in a band called The After Show, which is pretty much as opposite from All Good Things sound as you can get. It's like, kind of electronic, indie, kind of hooky poppy, kind of even some of it's kind of a dancier shit. So really like total opposite. But yeah, I love having like the two opposite projects, because like once you get a little tired of writing one thing, you can kind of jump to the other, and it's always kind of refreshing and fun, to kind of bounce genre to genre. And it's just like completely different groups of people I'm working with, which is always fun. I guess our drummer Tim plays in both projects too, but but yeah, it's been cool, man. We're about to put an EP out, I think, for in about like a month. I gotta finish editing some video crap and everything first, but yeah, about to drop an EP with that band, and yeah, it's good, man. Nothing worse than sitting on music, and we've been sitting on a lot of songs for a lot of years, so it'll be good to put them out.
Do you have any dates or anything like that, or just whenever you get around to it?
Not really, dude. I mean, it's like basically a collection of like kind of summer fucking party jams. So we're calling it Pool Rules. I just don't know when I'm going to drop it. I think it's got to come out soon. Like that, you can't drop it in the fall. So I guess it's got to be this summer. But yeah, we're trying to. I think we'll probably put it out and like license it, and I'm trying to. We did some stupid green screen video I've been editing together. My buddy's a glitch artist. He's gonna try to take it and have some fun. But yeah, it's just really like one of those projects where I'm just not overthinking it. I'm not stressing the social media side of things. It's more just like a fun release. And I just love working with a couple of the dudes in the band. And it's just one of those things, man. Got to do music to stay happy. And it's like, as long as we're willing to write, it's like, why not? I'm always down for side projects. I'll do more and more if I get the opportunity. So.
Nice. Yeah. Any sort of touring or anything with that, or just kind of wait and see?
Not really, man. That's kind of just been a thing where, we haven't played since before the pandemic. We played in San Diego, and remember that bar like went out of business because of the pandemic. So like, we want to. We're talking about doing LA again and kind of playing locally. We played up in Montana like a couple years ago and stuff. But yeah, it's hard though. It's just like getting a band out there and touring and the logistics of it and the money behind it all. It's kind of hard to get like a new band like that going. So it's more just a passion project. It's just fun right now.
Cool.
Definitely want to play more, but do what we can do.
The when you're not doing music and you're trying to just chill out and stuff like that, do you have any hobbies or any other things you like to do besides the music related stuff?
Yeah, man. I love playing hockey, watching hockey. Me and Tim and Andrew, we all play on like a beer league team together. I just skated today and I suck, but it's fun, man. It's a good release. I'm not a gym guy. I got to disguise it by like, playing hockey or riding my bike or doing whatever. I just hate going to the gym. So that's kind of my one way to, stay in shape, I guess. And, grew up skiing. I love skiing still, going up to Mammoth. And, when we're on tour, I go to a lot of barcades and stuff. We're nerds, so we just I'm a big pinball guy too. Love finding like pinball spots and in random towns and going to barcades and I see the Pac-Man behind you. That's pretty badass, dude. It's definitely a bunch of nerds in the band. So yeah, we dabble. I like to do a lot of stuff.
Just slightly off the screen, you can't quite see it, but just slightly over there, I have a Star Wars digital pinball machine.
What?
Yeah, from
Simpsons one here actually.
Oh yeah, dude, killer.
Yeah, dude. I got that like 5 years ago, and I was like, it's I was one of those things where I can't believe I'm actually buying this, but then like, yeah, it's the greatest thing I've ever bought, dude. I actually got so nerdy where I started like, I'm a huge Simpsons nut too, so I'd get all these like old toys that the same manufacturer like made these toys for the pinball machine, and they put out these lines in the 90s. So I'd buy these things and haul them out and had lights in them and stuff. So I got nerdy and like made my own. Oh shit! So I spill like made my own like topper for it and everything, man.
Dude, yeah.
Cool bus over there, like aliens I put up there. I got really kind of nerdy with it. It was fun, like pandemic kind of boredom project. It was good, man.
All right, so I'm just gonna talk about my nerdy stuff that I never talk about, but I had all the same Simpson things in the 90s as well. I bought the whole play sets, all the figures. And I still had them. I had them all still enclosed in their wrappers and everything from season 1 through 6 or something like that. And I
Wow.
literally just traded them all in like 2 years ago at the local comic shop.
Oh, dude, brutal, man. That's cool though. I can't believe you saved them for that long. Like, that was me, like browsing eBay looking for all those old things. I'm like, what can I hollow out and put a light in? Dude, like, oh, Mr. Burns is an alien or whatever. I'm like, yeah, so I had a lot of fun, dude. That thing was pretty sweet. Cool. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Part of me was like, oh, I just wanted to buy another one, and like, then I'm like, what am I doing? I have no room for this. So I don't know. It's been fun to have. I'm like, how long can I hold on to this machine? But yeah, it's been sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're all just kind of nerds, and like, it's been fun. The pinball thing, I kind of fell back into. I went to Vegas and went to that pinball museum out there. If you ever get a chance, it's just unreal. And that was kind of like, I went there and it was like, I got like kind of weirdly hooked, and just like now it's like anytime I'm bored in a town, I'm like, yeah, it's fun, a pinball bar. Fuck it. Like, so yeah, it's been fun, dude. Love that you're a Simpsons nerd too. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. In New Hampshire, and I think in New Hampshire, we have an arcade. I forget the name of it, but there is one of the legendary biggest arcades and pinballs,
Oh, wow.
places. I forget what it's called. And I don't know if you've ever watched the show. What was the Donkey Kong documentary about the two guys going for the high score?
Oh yeah.
It happened. It happened at that arcade. It's in New Hampshire somewhere. I forget where.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you're ever up that way, you definitely have to go there. But it's kind of out of the way from the typical venues. But anyways.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is like a lot of times I'll look it up and I'm like, God, do I really have time to go 25 minutes to like leave the venue, like risk missing sound check to go play some pinball? I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, so yeah, but we get lucky, man. We've been to a lot of spots, and like, I remember we were in like Savannah at a spot, and the guy's like, I'm a world pinball champion. Look at all my trophies. And like, you meet some like crazy, like arcade nerds over the traveling we've done, which has been awesome, man. We went to a really cool one in like Oklahoma, before Oklahoma. We were in Tulsa, found a cool spot, and yeah, it's just kind of a cool way to kill time. There's a lot of time to kill on tour generally, and I don't know, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah,
so I mean, you kind of answered it there, but when you're on the road and you have a day off, I mean, do you have a specific? Do you like to go see sites? Do you like to go, try out breweries? Yeah, obviously arcades, but
yeah, I like honestly, like, we're all beer nerds too. Love like local craft beer. So we kind of do look up a lot of brewery stuff. That's the thing about this tour is we didn't have a lot of off days. There was never like back-to-back off days. So generally like, you'd want to heal up and I want to rest my voice and I want to like kind of, get ready for the next show. But like, I'm also like such an antsy person. I hate like staying in hotels. Like I can't stay in my hotel. I have to like leave and go explore. Or the same with the venue. Like I have to go wander around or else I go crazy. So yeah, none of my off days I rested. I just went out every single one of them, and like that really does catch up with you at the end. You're like so wiped by the end of the tour. But I can't just sit in a hotel and like rest like on a day off. I have to at least go like wander and explore and see a few things while I'm in a different town. So yeah, it's funny. It definitely caught up to me more. On that first POD tour, we had a couple shows get canceled, I think because of COVID or whatever it might be. So we had like 6 days off in St. Louis, and like we didn't know what to do with our time. It was like 6 whole days off. So we got like an Airbnb with a pool table and some pinballs, and there's a bar in there, and we just kicked it for a few days in St. Louis. So like that was a very different experience where we had more time off than we knew what to do with. And then this one was kind of like, it's kind of jam packed full of stuff. We had more, we were loading in earlier, and we were direct support on this tour. So a lot more time at the venue and a lot more time to just kind of wander around and, the neighborhood of the venue. But, yeah. It's kind of just getting used to what to do with all that time. Honestly, I'm just like wandering aimlessly in the sun.
You have, I got to say, you have a very strong, very aggressive, but also wide range vocal. Are you doing warm ups? Do you have anything specific you do for a vocal exercise at all?
Yeah. I mean, I warm up every time, like before every show. I started stealing Plush's warm up. They have a funny one that like they do every day, and it's funny how it gets stuck in your head. So I've been doing that now too. But my aunt used to work in the industry, and I remember back in the day she gave me Sebastian Bach's like warm up tape, like him singing along to a piano.
No
so
way.
That's kind of the thing I've used my whole life. It's just very simple, like 4 vowel sounds going up and down the scale, and you know, I'm like always just screaming that in the bathroom, you know, before the shows. People just make fun of me backstage the whole time. But yeah, it's obnoxious to do it every day, but you got to do it to feel all right, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a singer as well. And, you know, I actually had a situation where I lost my voice for a period of time a while back, and I had to do, what's that?
It's the worst, man. Nothing worse than, you know, being on tour, having a show coming up and you wake up without a voice. It's just a story of my life, man. The anxiety that comes along with just trying to, like, am I going to be all right? Can I sing tonight? Like, it's just the worst feeling, but I know it well.
Yeah. And you know, you just don't know if you're going to be able to hit that note. So you're like, please, please, please. So yeah, I totally get the importance of taking care of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you kind of talked about it. You guys are going to get ready to go on tour with Theory of a Dead Man. We've actually had their drummer, Joey, on our show in 2020 or 2021. I forget when it was. He was on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, so that's going to be an awesome show. Those guys are really fun.
Yeah. I you know, back in the day, I remember having their first couple records, and, you know, they've still been doing it, man. Like, it was actually surprising. I didn't know they changed the name to Theory, though. I was like, when they booked the tour, like, hey, you're going out with Theory. I was like, of a dead man? Like, so I guess, I was confused. I thought it was a completely different band at first, and I was like, oh, wait, Theory of a Dead Man. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so, I did the same. Yeah,
you're very confused, you know. But, you know, there's got to be a reason behind it. But, yeah, man, that's going to be sick. You know, I know those guys. I think a lot of the shows were actually like rescheduled from the pandemic. So I think a lot of people in Montana have been waiting a long time to see these guys. So it'll be fun, man. And just, you know, speaking of singing anxiety, it's like, I don't blow my voice singing really. It's the mingling. It's the sound, you know, talking at merch and you're running into friends and family. And I'm honestly like nervous for this Montana run just because I know I'll be talking like, you know, way more than I already do. And I'm already, talking so much after shows. So, you know, a little bit nervous. I think it's like 5 or 6 back to back too. So I'm like, it sucks. You know, it's like, I want to talk to everybody, but it's like when you're yelling over music or the next band, it's like, that's how you're going to blow your voice out. And
yeah, real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the singing really. It's like, and that was another thing about that Seven Dust run, man. I'd get done. I'd get fired up. I'd hear Animosity. And I'm like, I knew all these words, you know, I was screaming along to Morgan Rose as a kid. So I knew everything. So like, you know, and I'm fired up. You just get off stage, you got the adrenaline, and I'm like, I can't like not watch these guys and like sing along to everything. And it just, that was hard, dude. I was like blowing my voice out to Seven Dust, not our own music. It was fun though, man. Like, it's kind of thinking about it. I think when I got back, I was kind of like a little bummed. I'm like, when am I ever going to like open for, you know, a band where I know like pretty much every word front to back of an album? You know, I was like, did I just peak as a musician and a human? Like, is it all downhill from here? So I don't know. It's just been like, that was such a cool experience, dude. And just happy we could do that run.
Yeah. I mean, it's such an amazing band. I mean, I'll honestly, you guys were so tight. You guys sounded so good. You guys put on a great stage show. Visually every sound was awesome. So, I mean, you guys are doing a great job holding that opening spot for them. And that's a band that not everyone can open for and do justice, you know?
Yeah, dude, being direct support, man, like, you know, singing right before LeJean gets up there. I was like, dude, you know, it is kind of weird, you know, that was like an idol of mine. And I was always so like, it's weird, man. Like, you know, being in LA, you meet a lot of people, a lot of famous people. And like, I never really feel uncomfortable or like I'm around rock stars or whatever, but it was just, I felt like just so clumsy around like those guys because it was just one of those bands I grew up with. I'm like, I could never be cool. I was always just like the awkward, like fanboy. It was so funny, dude. I remember like the last show of the whole tour, you know, the only guy I didn't really talk to was John on that tour because he's kind of a quiet dude. And I remember like being side stage right before they come back for the encore, and I'm with Terry from Deepfall. I'm like, dude, let's just get out of the way, man. Like, I know they're coming back for the encore. I don't want to be in the way. Like, I feel like if I'm standing here, they're going to come on and be like, so I'm just trying to get out of the way. I open the door to get to the other part of backstage, and I fucking bump into John. And like, Clint's like, dude, Jesus, rock and roll. I guess you can just run out. Like, man, my timing is just hilarious. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I just can't be cool around these guys. It's hilarious. Everything I do, I'm just like fucking stumbling over myself. It was fun.
Yeah, those guys they're amazing.
Yeah, it's a great band, man. It's so solid, and yeah, just nicest people ever too. You know, just cool to, you know, just chat with them and meet, you know, Morgan and you know, just kind of just talk about what they've been doing. They're one of like the longest running original membered like bands ever, right? I mean, think that the same lineup for like 25 years at least or something. It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And they still sound just as good as they did then.
Oh, they kill it, man.
If not better, you know?
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. It's wild, man. And, yeah, you know, not to keep going on and on, but I told the Seven Dust guys this story. When I was a kid, I went to the Wilma, which is where the Theory of a Dead Man tour kicks off. It's in Missoula. So that was kind of the big venue that if bands came to Montana, we'd go over and drive a couple hours to go see them. So I remember, I think it was even the Seasons tour or the Animosity tour, but I went out there with my band at the time, and I was such a big fan of the record. I'm like front row, dude, like for Seven Dust. And I remember like ICP had played like the same week, so people had just torn that venue apart. And for whatever reason, that crowd was nuts, dude. And they started ripping the chairs out of the fucking floor and throwing them on stage, and like hits a light rig, and the light rig comes crashing down into the crowd, and they stop the show and they take like a 20-minute break. And then they come back, and I'm like sitting there in the front with my cousin, my guitarist and everything. And somehow like the barricade had like pinched a fucking power cable or something, and it was like electrocuting everybody in the front row. So the pit was like pushing me into the gate, and you'd get zapped, and you're like, dude, we're getting electrocuted, trying to tell the bouncers, and they're like, shut up, bro. They're like, that's not a thing, you know? And like, we're trying to tell the band, we're like getting zapped, and they're like, it was the craziest show I'd ever been to as a kid. And like, I remember like first day I met LJ, I was like, hey man, I know you played a million shows, but I got to ask you, like, do you remember this Missoula show? Cause it was like, I'll never forget it. He's like, dude, I completely remember that. I asked most of the guys about it, and it was definitely, they all remembered it being just an absolute, just insane show. That was just crazy. But yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, I got to ask these guys, or it's going to drive me nuts. And apparently, they do remember the electrocuting barricade fucking show. That was wild though.
That's a hard one to forget.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's one of those things where I didn't know how you could repeat it. Like, how is that even possible? Like, still, I'm like, how did that even happen? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. So the new, the album just came out. You guys are releasing your new single, and you said you're starting to write for the next one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a recording schedule yet, or are you just still writing and see how it goes, or how's that work?
Well, everything we've done has been like self-produced. Andrew and Liz got a studio at their place. I've got a little set up here, so it's kind of like just on us. Like whenever we feel like doing it, we go in. It's not like book studio time or find a producer. It's kind of like up to us, which is kind of awesome. So yeah, we're talking about, the studio is kind of set up for live. We were rehearsing for all these tours for a long time. It wasn't really in the recording mode, but we're going to be rebuilding it and getting back into writing mode here over the next few months. We've got some festival shows coming up, but I think we've got about like a month until that happens. So definitely a little bit of time to get going and work on some ideas and stuff. And yeah, it should be fun, man. We wrote a lot for that last record, a lot of B-sides. I'm kind of hoping a couple of them I got attached to will make the new record too. So definitely have some old ideas, new ideas. It'll be fun to kind of get back in and start doing it again.
Are you going to have so you have the apocalypse theme? Are you going to have any sort of theme with the next one, or whatever happens?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to say. I mean, I think it kind of depends. I'm in love with the artist that did our cover. Yeah. Like seriously, like it's pretty insane the stuff that guy does. And like, I'll get the original like files and I can zoom in like endlessly on it. It's just the most massive files ever. And there's so many like Easter eggs in there. And I even got to go in and like add my signature and write stupid stuff around like on the Kingdom artwork. So I don't know. I have a lot of fun with it. I think that guy's absolutely insane, but you never know, dude. And it's funny, like the day I got home from tour, my next door neighbor I'd never met, he's like, hey, how's it going, man? I was like, talk to him for the first time and find out he's like a crazy, like abandoned night photographer. So I looked at his stuff and it was just the most sick post-apocalyptic, like crashed airplane stuff. And I'm like immediately thinking like, oh man, this would be perfect for the band. So you never know, maybe that's just like a random thought, but everything happens for a reason, man. Maybe we can collab in some way or whatever. But yeah, I just love the aesthetic and like, just there's so much cool imagery that can be done. And yeah, I don't know. We might ride that for a little bit. We'll see. Guess it depends on the song you write and what titles you come up with and everything too. So, yeah, I
think it's great. I mean, the album, you guys, you're doing your own recording and stuff like that. It sounds fantastic. It sounds really professionally produced and everything. So it doesn't sound like a small studio or a big studio. It just sounds like a professional album. It sounds great.
So, thanks, man. Yeah, like definitely. Andrew's mainly kind of the mastermind behind it. Great producer, and we got some cool few different people to mix that record. But yeah, really stoked on the mixes, and Yeah, it's just a fun writing team. You know, it's good
Yeah.
people to work with. It's just good to be, you know, surrounded by people that you can kind of go in with no pressure. And we've done a few writing sessions with other people, just because, you know, the label will throw you in with some random people to see what'll come out. And I think we're just so used to doing it our own way, it just generally doesn't work the other way. Like, you know, it just depends. But yeah, it's just very easy and no stress, no pressure. And I feel like that's kind of the best way to get the good shit. So yeah, looking forward to not rushing it out, but we've got plenty of time to like chill and hopefully get it out early next year, man. That'd be the goal. If we could get it out like early next year, it'd be amazing, you know, compared to like this last one was just a whole lot of waiting around and waiting for the pandemic to drop and to drop anything. And so yeah, maybe we can do a little quicker turnaround this time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll be excited to hear it, man. I think your stuff is awesome. I really I think, you know, honestly, you know, I am a musician, a singer, and I really think you have a really strong voice. I really like your voice.
Thanks.
And live, like I said, live, you guys deliver a great performance. So it's really worth seeing. So if no one's heard of your band, or if they only heard that one song, if they like that one song, I think they're going to love the rest of the stuff, because it's all got a really killer vibe.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people like kind of see the live show too, and I don't know, maybe I scream a little harder, I go a little harder on the live versus the record or whatever. But a lot of people are like, holy crap, dude, I like your record, but your live show is like, you know, I hear that, which is amazing to hear that all the time. It's like they're kind of shitting on the record, but then giving us a compliment about the live show. Like, oh, sweet, I'll take it, man. So no, yeah, I'm just happy that it's translated. And you know, like I said, man, it's like I was a huge Seven Dust fan, and like I'd probably be in that audience if I wasn't playing. And I know that me at a show, I'm not like going crazy and throwing my arms up and singing everything they asked me to sing. So I knew it wasn't going to be the easiest crowd to win over. So it's just kind of fun to be, you know, just to kind of slowly win people over and just try to break people down and have fun up there. And, you know, I like to joke around and have fun up there. We don't like really rehearse a whole lot of the banter. I say a lot of stupid stuff, I'm sure, but it's been fun, dude. And just kind of getting the reaction from the crowd. And, you know, generally it takes 2-3 songs or 4 songs to get people like, damn, I don't hate these guys. This is pretty cool. So it's a fun process to like win over generally like real big, tough dudes that came there to watch Seven Dust. And it's like, hey man, if we can win you over, like it's not easy, but it's been fun. It's kind of satisfying.
Yeah. Your songs are really catchy. And, you know, like I said, they got that anthem sound. So they're really, I mean, live, they just go over really well live.
Yeah, we kind of, you know, wrote it just to, you know, it's kind of like stadium rock in a way.
It's
supposed to be played in front of a bunch of people that'll help sing back and make it more epic, you know, like add to the energy. So, yeah, it's definitely not like, I don't know if it would translate as well in a small bar to like 10 people, you know, maybe I think having a crowd and like the energy with the crowd kind of brings it all to the next level. And, yeah, it's cool, man. I'm just stoked that, you know, we're able to finally start playing these shows and just do it live. It's kind of what we always dreamed about doing with the band, but never really thought it could happen. So, you know, luckily we've got a good team behind us, and yeah, just all these touring it's just been so sick, man, to finally be able to do it instead of just talk about it. You know, there's like 3 years there during the pandemic where we're just talking about canceled dates, and I was like, I can't even, you know, what do you do? So, yeah, we're in a good place. We're happy. We got a lot of festival stuff and the Theory stuff coming up, and, yeah, dude, couldn't be more stoked. I just wish that tour was a little bit longer. That's the only thing I can complain about.
Right. When it comes to like, you know, on tour or when you're down, are you going to movies? Or is there shows or, you know, series that you like watching or anything like that? Anything stick out for you for any of that stuff?
Man, honestly, it's just kind of hotel I throw on South Park, dude. It's like every night, it's kind of tradition. Like it's South Park is always on, and like every night after a show, you get to the hotel and pretty much they're on South Park. So that's about it, man. There's not a lot of time to like watch a lot of stuff on tour. Like I got a new iPad that I'm using just basically so I can watch the hockey playoffs. And I ended up like getting so busy, I just generally didn't watch any of it. Like I saw like very few games, and I imagine myself like being in the green room watching every night. But I'd rather watch Seven Dust, to be totally honest with you. You know, it's like they'd rather be part of the show. So yeah, I mean, yeah, on the road, dude, maybe just South Park. Now that I'm home, I'm trying to kind of get back into some other stuff. But yeah, nothing I'm really binging right now. Cool. I mean, I just started Barry again. I like Barry, which is an awesome show on HBO. I just started the new season. Oh, you know what I have been binging is what is it called? How to with Tom Wilson. Is that what it's called?
I haven't watched it yet, but I just got the HBO app, and I just was going to start watching that.
God, it's good. It's amazing.
I heard it's really good.
It's just so dry and uncomfortable, and I love that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if you know what Nathan For You is, but that was one of my favorite shows ever, man. And I think he's like, Nathan Fielder's like a producer or something on the show. So if you like that really dry, like uncomfortable humor, and it's just, really cool. Fun. It's just a really unique concept. I binged the whole thing again when I got back from tour. I've already seen all of it twice now, so it's pretty good.
That's next on my list. I just finished The Righteous Gemstones on HBO. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, dude.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Good Lord. That show is insane. It's just that awkward sort of Arrested Development, dysfunctional family. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Okay.
In a very dry but dark humor where, you know, people are getting murdered or whatever by accident, and they're like trying to cover things up. It's really crazy.
I got to check it out. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. How about music? Anything new musically that you're listening to? I know you mentioned a lot of your favorite artists growing up, but anything new currently that you're listening to?
Man, I'm so bad. Like, I really need to get into new stuff. I'm just such an iPod. I just put my phone on shuffle on Apple Music all the time. And I've probably saved a few records here and there, man, like new stuff, but I'm not like binging anything or like just obsessed with anything right now. I kind of wish I was. I kind of want to switch back to Spotify. I feel like I discovered so much more new music on that platform. Like, it just kind of shoved new stuff down your throat. But yeah, man. Sorry, I can't think of anything specific.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, for this, I try to keep up with whatever the latest. I do some reviews for some publications and stuff like that, so I try to keep up with some of the latest. There's so much stuff coming out right now, just because everyone's been sitting on something for the last 2 years. So
yeah, for real, man.
There's so much stuff coming out.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you, dude. I just save a ton of stuff, but I like need to just sit and dive like start to finish on a record. I just rarely do that. I need to get back into it, you know.
Yeah, I just bought like 3 albums last week, and I bought 3 albums like a month ago. I haven't even had a chance to go through them all yet. Just time is money right now.
yeah, for sure, man. And like, honestly, you know, when I'm on tour with Seven Dust Every Night, you know, I kind of get tired of the hard rock shit, to be totally honest. So I'll kind of, you know, just listen to everything but just to kind of switch it up.
Yep.
And now it's been a week and a half, so now I'm like jamming hard rock stuff again and stuff. But it's just, I try to just kind of switch it up.
Well, it's great to have the dynamics between them, because it also helps with your writing and also gives you different ideas that you never would have even thought of.
Yeah, exactly, man. And exactly. And we're all about melody, you know what I mean? So it's you know, hard rock, but it's always kind of like we're drawn to that melodic stuff. So generally that's the kind of music I like to listen to, is real hooky stuff. Yeah,
totally. That's awesome. Well, dude, I am so grateful for you to do this with me. You are, first of all, for anyone watching or listening to this, you are a really cool guy to talk to at a show. So if you go to a show and Dan's around and he's not resting his voice, Dan's a great guy to talk to. I mean, I think you're one of the nicest guys I've met through doing photography for bands. So, and you're very active on social media too.
I try to be, honestly, man. I overthink the social media thing way too much. You know, I try to stay active on it, but it does become overwhelming, dude. You're trying to run the band account and your personal account and all. It's like, you know, it's just as frustrating as it is rewarding, to be honest. Like, sometimes I want to delete it all, but yeah, man, that's cool. I appreciate that. I've always kind of tried to make it a point to not be you know, just to be approachable. You know, I think egos don't get you too far. And, you know, I've had some bad advice over the years. Like, some people told me I need to act more like a rock star to be like treated like one. But I feel like, dude, if you meet one of your favorite artists and they totally rock star you, like if LJ or Morgan were absolute dickheads to me, I probably wouldn't respect the band as much as I still do. So it's like, you know, you just got to treat people kindly. And I don't know. I think it's just, why be a dick when you're able to go around and do, like, you know, what you've always wanted to do, play music. There's nothing better than playing shows and meeting people and traveling, man. So yeah, come out to a show, say what's up. I mean, the band's, we're all pretty social, dude. So we'll hang out at the merch booth and chat it up, take photos and stuff. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, dude. Now I'm back home and I'm like, I'm not meeting anyone. This is weird. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So let's hit all your online stuff. So where do people go for, social media, websites, all that stuff?
Yeah, check out the website, allgoodthingsrock.com or allgoodthings.la. They both go to the same thing. Instagram is just at allgoodthingsrock. Pretty much that. Facebook, everything, All Good Things Rock, except for Twitter is like EGT Rock Official. But yeah, man, check it all out. All the tour dates are up there on the website. We've got, I think, five festival shows coming up, and then the Theory dates. And yeah, man, we'll be putting out hopefully that new single, acoustic version, video, maybe a cover. Got some cool stuff coming up, and yeah, hopefully some more East Coast dates, man. I'll have to get out there and hang again in person,
Yeah, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. You can also get you guys got plenty of merch, so go buy.
Yeah.
I think I just read this. I don't know how true it is, but buying a band's T-shirt is the equivalent of like 60,000 Spotify plays or something crazy like that.
Probably way more than 60,000, bro. It's like ridiculous. Yeah, no, that is huge, man. Honestly, like merch is like kind of what bands live off of. It's kind of what keeps everyone going. And I think our vinyl, dude, is finally coming. The vinyl's been like backward since supposed to come in like January, and it keeps getting pushed and pushed. And I think it's finally shipping this week. So there's a lot of people waiting on the vinyl, and it's a cool double vinyl. I got to like design like the etching in one of the vinyl sides, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to have that out finally. It's just funny. It's like right when we get back from tour, we finally get these vinyls in. So yeah, man, check out the merch. We definitely appreciate that.
Is that vinyl available on your site?
Man, I should be on our Bandwear merch site, I believe.
I see all the shirts, but yeah.
I know you could pre-order it, definitely. So a lot of people have pre-ordered it, but and I've signed about like 1,000 sleeves, but the actual vinyls themselves, we're still waiting on them. I think they'll be hopefully coming, hopefully by the end of the week, man. But yeah, thanks to anyone that's been patient. I'm so sorry it took so long. Got a lot of messages. People are like, dude, where is the vinyl? And it's coming, I swear. Like, yeah, it's been a waiting game for sure. So
nice.
Maybe the next one, we'll have to definitely put in the next order sooner than later. But I know there's just like the pandemic got everyone backed up, and it's just impossible. Man, it's crazy, and also it's just so popular now too. So yeah, hopefully in a week or two, man, we'll get that thing in. I'm excited.
Well, dude, thank you so much, and I highly recommend checking out your songs and checking you guys out online live, because you guys put on a hell of a show. So thank you so much. Thanks,
dude. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for having me, and thanks for taking the shots, dude. It's always cool to just see how many like artists, photographers come out just to shoot bands because they like are passionate about it, and like not even asking for money or whatever, just doing it because you love it. So it's always mind blowing, and especially when you meet really good ones too, it's always refreshing. And I got to chat your ear off too that day too. So it's nice to meet you, man. I'm glad you came out. Hopefully it's not the last one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hell yeah, Jason. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode with Dan Murphy of All Good Things. We hope you enjoyed it. You can check out our other guests, our other episodes on all your favorite podcast locations and on YouTube. Search for Tales from the Pit podcast, and remember to like and subscribe. And also check out our website at talesfromthepit.net. We'll see you next time. Everything we've done.